We'll now begin part 2 of the experimentation process, where we will connect a 2 kilowatt load to the artificial transmission line. Once again, we must put power to our main panel. We must activate our main circuit breaker along with the 2 auxiliary circuit breakers. The only addition that we have from the no load test and the load test is our load bank. This load bank connects a red, yellow, blue and black wire directly to the receiving end terminals of the artificial transmission line. Besides that, the red terminal here corresponds to bank A, the yellow terminal corresponds to bank B, and the blue terminal corresponds to bank C. Each of these banks have a increase of either 100 watts or 500 watt steps. Since now we have activated power to our main panel, we must switch on the circuit breaker on the transformer bank. At this point in time, note that we have a 3-phase configuration via the red and yellow phase. We will now raise our voltage to about 415 volts. We just have to wait for the voltage to get to 415. At 415 volts, we now go to our load bank and connect the red and yellow banks to 1 kilowatt power each. This makes the lights flash on. Also, I must note that since we are connecting the red and yellow phases, we need from each of the 5 power meters couplers connected either to the red and yellow phases. These are magnetic couplers. If we now come to the sending end voltage, we can see that we are sending off 418 volts. Our current is also 1.67 amps. Segment 1 has a voltage of 349 volts and 1.66 amps. Clearly there is a drop there. Segment 2 has another drop. At this time it's 295 volts and 1.67 amps. Segment 3 has 233 volts and 1.68 amps. Finally, our receiving end voltage has 189 volts and 1.66 amps. This is for our 3-phase configuration. Now, if we connect our power meters into a single phase configuration, we must first and foremost decrease our yellow bank. We have 1 kilowatt through bank A, which is the red phase. Therefore, we must step it to 2 kilowatts. At this point in time, if we now record our sending end voltage, we have 248 volts. And all the way to our receiving end, you can see we have 3.61 volts. Notice that there is no amperes measured whatsoever. Once again, we must now deactivate our power to our artificial transmission line. The first step is to turn off our load bank. We must then lower our voltage. Note that this is in a single phase configuration. That is why it is a lot slower to lower our voltage. We can now press the off button, turn off our main circuit breaker on the transformer bank, and also our two auxiliary circuit breakers. Note that this circuit breaker on the main panel automatically trips, and we can press the stop button. This concludes the two load 3-phase test and single phase test.